Hi everyone, I'm Joe from Joe Pro Decor. I'm just going to go through pasting lining paper today. So if you've seen my other videos, you'll see that I've done demonstrations of actually applying lining paper, and I've done a time-lapse video on pasting. But I just want to explain a few details when pasting wallpaper. Now, this bedroom here that I'm doing today is being painted. So if the room was being wallpapered, then it would have to be cross-lined. So that's going horizontal across the walls. But what I've done today is, because I'm painting, it's not as important that you go horizontal. You can do either or, and my choice is to do it with the minimum amount of joints. So if you're doing a large wall, it's not particularly high, for example, you're going to see much less joints if you go horizontal cross-lining. But in certain situations, it's easier to go vertical. So if you're going around a window reveal and you want to fold it round, it's easier to do a vertical. So I'm going to be cutting some vertical paper, I'm going to be cutting vertical drops, I'm going to be doing some horizontal drops today. Round the window, vertical drops, but I will be splicing in some horizontal pieces above the window and below the window. And I'm going to be doing where there's a radiator also. It's easy if the radiator won't come off, or you don't want to take the radiator off, it's easier to drop paper behind with a vertical drop. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So all I want to do today is I want to explain the two different types of wallpaper that we'll be doing and how you paste and fold them. So the first one I'm going to be showing you is a horizontal piece, and first of all I'll paste it and then I'll show you how to fold it. Now, this particular fold is called a concertina fold. Now, if you're not sure what the benefits are of doing a concertina fold when you're doing a horizontal piece, cross-lining, you can see one of my other videos and you will then realise why it is important that you do a concertina fold. So, start pasting. Now, when you're pasting, everybody's got their own way, but I'll explain the way I do it as we go along. So what I'm doing, I'm pasting outwards and paying special attention to the edges. So I'll always go over the edges a couple of times. Now, the way I do it is tried and tested, and I stick to the same formula, the same routine every single time. So now it just becomes second nature. And that's what you want to do when you're pasting. You want to have a system that you stick by. Right, so now we're doing this inside edge. So obviously it's dry there, so you can pull it towards the edge of the table. Your paper must be on the edge of the paper, on the edge of the table. You don't want to be getting paste on the table, because then it's going to get on the other side of the paper, which is the bit that's showing when it gets stuck to the wall, and that causes issues. If this was a finished paper and you had paste stuck to the other side, you'll struggle to get it off, especially if it's left for a certain amount of time. Right, so doing the edge, I never put the roller and start on the edge or over the edge, because then you're going to push paste underneath. So always start here, dragging and going over the edge. You can touch the paper as you go along with the end of your finger, because we're going to be going over it again when we go back. And you can cross it like so, if you like. So that's that edge done. Right, here's the concertina fold. We first of all fold this bit over here. Now this is simply gives me something to hold on to, this little fold over the edge. Never fully fold it, because then it will crease the paper. So just sort of ease it round and don't flatten this bit here. Right, so grab that, pull it over, let this bit drop down, as you can see. Line it up edge to edge, same again, don't crease that bit, just leave it as it is. And then flatten the paper down so there's no exposed areas on the paper, so the paste doesn't dry out on the edges, etc. Now you pull it across. Obviously, depending on the length of the paper, depends whether you can get this in 1, 2, 3 hits. Edges again. Make sure there's plenty of paste on it, because this paper does soak it up. Which is the whole purpose, I might add. Right, so dry bits here, you can hold that. And there's also, if you put your fingers underneath like so and grab the inside of the paper, the bit that's not been pasted, you can drag it over. As so, edge to edge. It's on the edge at the end. And now we can do the edge. Now there is a little trick for people that haven't got the confidence that they're going to cover all this in one go. And that's to do this. So what you do is, while it's laid down, get low down, and you can see the reflections obviously, so anything that's not reflecting, it will stand out like a sore thumb, and that will mean it is a dry patch and a bit that you've left, so that's perfectly fine. Right. So you grab these as so. We do the same as we did before, just let that drop edge to edge like so. And then this final bit, you can grab the corner and fold it over, making sure that you just cover that bit there so it's not exposed. And it's okay just to, like I'm doing here, just to flatten it slightly. What I'll do is I'll just give that a wipe. Always have a damp rag handy. Just give that a wipe and then fold that over. Now that is ready so for going on the wall. Now lining paper, and like most other papers, they need a soaking time, and it's usually a minimum of 5 minutes. So I can cut 3 pieces, no problem, and then apply them. So what I'll do is, when I get to the vertical drop, I will demonstrate how I do that. Right everyone, so this is a vertical piece that I'm doing next. Pasting and folding. This particular one, when you're doing vertical drops, I call it a 3/4 drop or a 3/4 fold. Other people, other decks might have different names for it, but that's what I've always been taught, so I call it 3/4 fold. And you'll see why as I do it. So it's the same technique whilst pasting. I always use a long pile roller sleeve, by the way. I find it puts just the right amount on. So as you can see, I'm just going over the edges 2 or 3 times just to make sure. Obviously the paste starts soaking in straight away, and then it's like a little top up really on the edges, just to be on the safe side. You might be thinking, why is he decorating with the carpet down? Well, the carpet's coming up after I've lined, so not an issue. Right, so first of all, instead of doing that simple small fold like I did earlier, I don't need that. So here's the fold. And as you can see, this is going to be the top of the paper, and 3/4 of the paper is going to be unfolded first, and it's going to leave me a quarter roughly. It's not an exact science, but roughly a quarter of the paper is going to be then left to unfold at the bottom. So I fold that again, and I fold it again. Just put a crease in the middle. Don't crease the edges because you don't want it to crease up before you put it on. So then just get the last bit on the edge, a bit more paste. I can just grab it to the edge, same again, like so. And then this final piece just gets folded over like so. Make sure it's edge to edge as usual, and then we can fold that over like so, and that's ready to soak for at least 5 minutes. So I'll show you another one. What I'll do is I'll show you, I'll add a little clip on the end of this showing you why we do a 3/4 fold as opposed to a concertina fold when we're doing vertical pieces. I don't think I've got anything covering that on any of my previous videos, so might as well cover that while I'm at it. So I'll do this a little bit quicker. When you're going over the edges, the only best way I can describe it's a bit like a punch. Obviously, when you take a punch, you aim past whatever you're punching or whatever you're hitting, and it's the same when you're pasting these edges. The roll has to go way over the edge, as if you're going up to about half a foot over. So again, going backwards, crossing over the other way. Any finger marks on there, make sure you go over. So it's simply just, we grab this, roughly 3/4 of the way, edge to edge, flatten it down as usual, fold, fold, line up the edge, a bit more paste, and then finish off. Like so. Job's a good one. Right, we've not had 5 minutes yet, so I'll do another one before I show you how to apply that piece. Right, so now I'll show you why we fold the vertical piece the way we do. So, you open the paper, and the bits where I've folded it the most, you start with at the top of that. So you unravel it like so, you grab the two edges, and you let that drop. as you can see, by doing this. You can line up the majority of the paper, or so. It's even more handy when you're up a ladder, to be honest. And then what you do is to finish off then, because you know you've got it all lined up and squared off, you can then just do the rest and let it drop like so. So that's it. That's why we do a 3/4 fold for a vertical piece, and why we do a concertina fold for a horizontal piece. So keep subscribing everybody please, and I will see you later. Bye bye.